Hello everyone and welcome to episode 126 of the TEW 2020 New Japan Pro Wrestling series here on the channel, as it is the Dominion episode as our second biggest show of the year. For this episode, of course, being Dominion, and this is going to be a pretty fantastic show, if I do say so myself, as our main event, Jon Moxley versus Hiromu Takahashi, co-main event for the IWGP Intercontinental title, Heiharu Tamura versus Konosuke Takeshita, a Wrestle Kingdom rematch, and Wrestle Kingdom main event rematch, to be exact, for the heavyweight title. Of course, that was. So, a hell of a 1-2 punch there. And then, the former Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, the champs for a year, taking on Daniel Magabe and Jonathan Gresham. Let's add Jonathan Gresham to that. There we go. As that's going to be a very fun tag team title matchup there. Then, U.S. title matchup, Will Hobbs versus Juice Robinson. Will Hobbs gets his revenge here, as this is Tanahashi's already stated that as far as Dark Order and the Peace, Love, and War team banned from ringside, there will be no interference. We will see a clean finish in that one, so that's going to be exciting to see. Junior Heavyweight title matchup as the winner of the Best Super Juniors, of course, of the previous episode, Kato Crusher, taking on Chaz Gable for the Junior Heavyweight title. Never Heavyweight title matchup, Falter versus Kazuchika Okada. My God, what a matchup that shall be. And then for the Never Heavyweight 6-man tag team titles of the Bomb Squad, which will be, of course, Ryu Lee, Roosh, Samurai Del Sol against Task Force Death of the Lucha Brothers, and Pac, which is going to be a hell of a matchup. Might even be the best match on the whole entire fucking show, which is kind of crazy to think, but that is going to be really, really good. Tag team title matchup in New Japan Strong. Overweight tag team title matchup here between Brody King and Miro against Katsuhiko Nakajima and Kenta. As Brody King and Miro, as far as House of Torture, has been struggling a little bit as far as trying to be on the same page. We'll see if they can are able to kind of overcome their hardships, and as far as can get the job done here tonight and win the New Japan Strongboy Tag Team titles. As the opening contest, the only non-title matchup on the entire show, Scab McGavin and Lee Moriarty taking on El Hiro del Airbender and Francesco Akira. So this was a tough one because obviously, we had 8 matches lined up, without the opening contest. I wanted that 9th match, and I didn't want to do a women's title matchup. Didn't want to do as far as a IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team title matchup because obviously those guys just won the belts, and I felt like that would have been a weird kind of hodgepodge thing to do. And as far as from the women's side of things, of course, as far as they just had, Kairi Oji just defended her title successfully, so, again, now with Nakajima and Kenta, sure, they did just defend those belts a week ago, but it is the New Japan Strongboy Tag Team title, so I felt like they could get a bit of a rest, as far as it being 2 guys defending those belts instead of, as far as singles-wise, and, Rob Eagles and Dante Martin. I just felt like, they had just worked the Best Super Juniors as well. They deserve some time off. Felt like that was kind of the best-case scenario, but yeah, for Chaz Gable, of course, he just beat Shimatani to retain his title, so looking for another successful defense tonight at Dominion for the Road 2 show, which is our only Road 2 show. We're just going to hop right into it. A bit of a different type of Road 2 show. Usually we try to build up to the main event. Not happening here. I don't want anyone getting hurt. This is straight up going to be, guys, you're going to see kind of variations of, like, stable versus stable that are happening on that final show. It's just going to be kind of the undercard, mid-card guys. So, a little bit of a different task for this Road 2 show, because I don't want anyone getting hurt in the major matches. I do think, though, there is one team that is participating that's on the final show, and it's a part of the United Empire Koji Kamai match, but that's the opening contest. If somebody gets hurt, we could scrap it for something else. So that's kind of the idea there. So, backstage incidents, so a couple of them. First one, Kojima passing on microphone work to Heiharu Tamura. And then Hiromu passing on psychology tips to Ichiharu Machizuki. So, as far as our main event goes, we have this big-ass 8-man tag between Blast Off and the Kingdom of Strong Style, which is crazy, Nakamura not involved in Dominion, which is probably the first time in God, probably, because we had him, I thought he worked this Dominion show. He didn't. Unreal. So he didn't work it last year. Yeah, he had the Intercontinental title matchup at Wrestling Dutaka. That's what it was. That's what I was thinking. It's crazy. Yeah, because he worked the Brody Lee matchup for the Never Boy titles. And then the one before that, believe was... Oh, he didn't work that one either. What in the world? That's crazy. I could have swore he had a title matchup at Dominion during the day. Yeah, there's the Intercontinental title matchup. So I remember that match. Remember doing that, but kind of wild. Kind of wild. So yeah, back-to-back years. No Dominion matchup there. Of course, he had the Bryan Danielson matchup too. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, just as far as first time in back-to-back years for him. So, I mean, he is up there. He's almost 50 years old, for God's sakes. You know, he's part of the old guard. You know, Tanahashi's the goddamn president now. He's, you know, Shibata's been retired. There's really nobody left for him out of that generation, which is kind of crazy. And he's still doing pretty well. He's going to get the win here, too, which is pretty crazy. He didn't pick who he's going to beat. But yeah, it should be a fun little matchup. And they will do the six-man, the trios match, as the newest member of Koji Kamai, Carl Fredericks. So Carl Fredericks, of course, was a part of the save for a couple of years. I want to say 2023 was his last year. And then we sent him down to CMLL. So yeah, it looks like 2023 was his last full year. Actually did some stuff in 2024, so for the past 3 years been in Mexico. Oh no, we actually, he's in there in 2025 as well, goddamn. So yeah, he's been in Mexico for a year and a half, pretty much. Felt like it was time to bring him back. He's not getting any younger, type of thing. He's still pretty solid, and really Koji Kamai felt like Okada could really use somebody to team up with him that's on the kind of heavyweight side of things. And yeah, because obviously now, you know, Ishii's gone, Goto's gone. Now they just, you know, Koji Kamai was just Yo, Okada, Airbender, and Francesco Akira. So at least now they get a fifth guy and to help them out on the heavyweight side of things. He's going to get the win, too. He's going to beat Josh Alexander. So that's a big win. Oh, my God. What the fuck is going on with... Is he hurt? I didn't even think about looking at that. Yep. Unreal. Unfucking real. Well. Well, let's see here. I guess we'll just throw Yo out there. And now, we will change the finish of this one. As Josh Alexander now gets a win, he's going to beat Yo. God damn it. Brutal. Also for the, oh, it didn't add it. There we go. As for the next matchup, I think we're going to go with the Brody Lee Calvin Tankman matchup against the Prehistoric Barbarians. As the Dark Order team will get the win, obviously. You know, Hobbs and Juice are having their matchup. So I felt like this was a great match to have on the Road 2 show. Then we have United Rage versus Tomoyo Tom Ford and Burberry Baba. Of course, Designers of Perfection. I mean, you know, you have the matchup with the Velocities and Makabe and Gresham, but big question mark still on what is happening with Sonata and that crazy announcement of him saying fuck you to the New Japan office and to Tanahashi specifically, and not participating in the G1. So Tsuji and SB Kento against the Dragon's Den team of Roderick Strong and Kyle O'Reilly, as the Kyle O'Reilly Roderick Strong team will get the win over SB Kento. So this one was kind of weird because obviously Tamura is facing Konosuke Takeshita, so it's not Diamond K versus Dragon's Den, because mainly, I mean, sure, we could have used Cody Umeda, but like Fujita's hurt. Obviously, Kenta and Nakajima, they have their matchup, and then, you know, obviously Konosuke Takeshita has his matchup. So, just, we could have had a singles match with, like, Garcia and Umeda, or even, you know, one of these three in, you know, Garcia. Or, yeah, I guess in the four-man, we could, you know, had Show in that matchup as well. But, this felt like this was kind of the best-case scenario, as Roddy will also be beating SB. And then the opening contest, a trios match. Young Lions versus the New Wave of Strong Style, as Aoyagi with Nakashima and Oiwa. So Aoyagi will be getting the win. Kind of crazy that they have nothing going on at Dominion when the kind of big, as far as New Year's Dash angle was their debut. Just fast forward to Dominion, nowhere in sight. They had a chance though. Shimatani, if he would have beat Chaz Gable, that would have been enough. So, yeah, obviously Dominion, we try to run the Osaka Dome, so I think that's probably what we'll do for this show. So we'll just look and see Or we could run a Road 2 show. Yeah, the Hiroshima Green Arena works for me. Yep. Alrighty. 666. So, the Road 2 show. It's a 58 for the opener. Iwagi with a 69. Nice. Hideo Oka, though, 37. That's pretty solid for a young lion. That's actually really good. As Iwagi pinning Ichihara Machizuki with a 5-red splash. Yeah, Iwagi head and shoulders above everybody else. Ichihara Machizuki was off his game, too. Really off his game. He still outperformed Fumio Nakanawa. So not a great stat for Nakanawa. It's the super double knee gut buster from Roderick Strong over SB Kento, getting the win, or the Dragons Den team over SB Kento and Yota Tsuji. Hell of a matchup, though, actually. 74. We'll take that, especially for a tour show like this where we're not trying to build up to anything. As United Rage and Tomoya Tom Ford and Barbary Baba. United Rage getting the win as Okan, getting the win with the Tenzan Tombstone Driver. Great stuff there. Excellent chemistry from Okan and Kinemura. Kind of crazy that Tomoya Tom Ford got outperformed by Kinemura. And Calvin Tankman and Brody Lee beating Caveman Oog and Barbaro Cabanero. Kind of crazy how, just funny how that worked out, where both teams have the same initials as far as like Calvin Tankman and Caveman Oog, you know, the C's and then B's for Brody and Barbaro Cabanero. But yeah, got the crowd buzzing for the rest of the card here as the trios matchup with Koji Kamai and United Empire. Airbender with an 80. He was the best guy in the match. Moriarty with a 72. So those two guys doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Yo with a 58, which is kind of crazy to be honest. We don't really use him a whole lot. It's kind of funny how both guys are Roppongi 3K, just kind of stunk it up. Unfortunate for them, but yeah, Josh Alexander with the Pearl River Plunge over Yo with our main event. At 76 as Nakamura getting the win with the Samoan driver over Jason Lee. Yami Nabe, best guy in the match. No surprise. Is going to be one of the astronauts. But, I mean, Babushi and Nakamura in the high 60s. That's the state of those two guys in 2027, probably. If I had to take a shot in the dark. And so, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what we wanted. Just, you know, greens, nothing too crazy, nobody getting hurt. It's kind of the big thing there. And yeah, as far as now Dominion, we'll get to see how almost all the titles on the line. Just a crazy card that we have, though. I'm just super excited to see how it plays out. The Moxley Tamura, or the Moxley Hiromu match, and then obviously Tamura Konosuke Takeshita matches are two that I'm really, really looking forward to seeing. And yeah, just a lot happening. You know, we got the fallout of obviously Hobbs and Juice, that's going to be fun. Tag team title matchup's going to be great. So yeah, on to Dominion. Here we go. Alrighty, so the 2027 Dominion show kicks off with in the sold-out Osaka Dome. We see Koji Kamai of El Hiro del Airbender and Frederico Akira beating Lee Moriarty and Gavin McGavin, which, McGavin outperformed Akira, which Akira was really off his game, but, of course, had the excellent chemistry as well. Figured Moriarty was going to be the best guy here, and he was. Just got the show off to a strong start, and actually did better than I anticipated. I figured Moriarty was going to have to carry it, and everybody else was going to be like in the 50s or 60s even. Which, did better than that. As the Utaka, though, from Francesca Kira over McGavin, picks up the victory for Koji Kamai. We'll see how Okada does later on against Volter, as we see the New Japan Strong Overweight Tag Team titles stay with Diamond K, as Nakajima put the vertical spike over Miro thanks to an inadvertent attack. As far as earlier on in the matchup, Brody King gets sent off the ropes. Jay White sneakily, as far as is out there, went for the belt as far as trying to attack Kenta with it. Kenta gets out of the way and strikes Brody King with it, and Jay White just hands on his head like, "Oh no, we're doing it again." Just like we're bottling it. But you gotta hang on to it and just they can't do it, as because after Brody King wakes up, immediately Jay White and him are jaw jacking with each other, and Miro's trying to be the fucking peacemaker of the two, and he gets caught with a vertical spike. Tough break. Tough break. Fun match, though, to do. Nakajima's injury still affecting him pretty bad so far, but I'm actually surprised that it was worse than the previous match. Did not see that coming. That's a 99, dear God, for the Never Openweight 6-man tag team title matchup as Pac pinning Samurai Del Sol after the 6:30. That's their first defense of the Never Openweight 6-man tag team titles. And, I mean, yeah, what's there more to say? Just like a couple point difference between the two teams. Like, that was crazy. That's a hell of a trios match. Awesome stuff. So shout out to Death Triangle getting a win and retaining their belts. We'll see if Moxley will be joining them later on tonight. And if Hiromu will at least keep a belt for the Bomb Squad, we shall see, though. As Volter and Okada. Unrealist only gets an 82, but Volter, my God, the Golden Bomb in 23-29, he's the new Never Openweight champion. He stops Okada's reign, which Okada had a pretty nice little reign, you know. Basically, 8 months? Because he won in November. It's not bad. Not bad at all, to be honest. So he's got nothing to be ashamed of there. That's a hell of a reign. Yeah, it's a 89 for Chaz Gable and Kato Crusher. Junior Heavyweight title defense there for Chaz Gable, the 6th, which, for the save, it's like 3rd most ever. Pac and Ray Phoenix are ahead of him, but he's one behind Ray Phoenix, so he could tie him with the next one, which is just crazy. He's been tremendous, though. Hell of a run so far. Beats Kato Crusher here, beats the Best of a Junior winner. So at least Diamond K, they at least keep the New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team titles, but they don't win the Junior Heavyweight title. We'll see how the Intercontinental title matchup does later on tonight. As the order of business for Will Hobbs, he beats Juice, plants him through the ring, and gets the win. Good for him, you know, as far as doesn't have to deal with the bullshit of the interference or anything like that. Gets the win in the straight-up 1v1 matchup. He was the better man that night, and he gets the U.S. title for his troubles, which, God bless him. I love Powerhouse Hobbs, so that was great to see. Ooh, the Velocities get injured here, and that fucked up the match. Tough, as Perez de Silva gets hurt. And so he has there's a part of the lumbar as far as the ligament sprain. Not great. Gresham and Makabe did outperform him, so even with the injury, he still did pretty well, but just crazy that if it wasn't for an injury, this would have probably been in the 90s. Maybe even more. Makabe's declining physically, though, so that's tough. Tough break there. Should have been a much, much better matchup, but that's alright. And here I was afraid someone was going to get hurt, and somebody gets hurt on the fucking card, on the final show. But a 95 for the co-main event, Intercontinental title matchup. Konosuke Takeshita gets the win and makes it his first defense of the Intercontinental title. Beats Heiharu Tamura. Love it. You know, as far as Tamura and Takeshita, very, very fun little rivalry they've had so far. But, you know, Takeshita's obviously been the better performer. He gets the win here and retains his belt. Going into the G1 as our main event, it's a 92. It's Hiromu Takahashi with the time bomb over Moxley. That's his 4th defense of the heavyweight title. Tough break, though, as far as with the lack of psychology, which, again, that just seems to be Hiromu's kind of fucking MO for a lot of his title matches. But I'm pleased with that performance. Sure, listen, I knew, we said it when we ran down the card. That Never Openweight 6-man tag team title match was going to be the best thing on the card. And it absolutely was. As the post-show press conference stuff, first one's Okada. As far as Okada, you know, as far as he's not, he's trying to be optimistic. You know, sure, it sucks losing tonight and losing his, you know, Never Openweight title. But for him, I think it was more of winning that belt to begin with was another accolade for him. So he knew eventually he was going to lose it. But to lose it now, going into the G1, his eyes are set on that G1. He wants to beat Masahiro Chono's record, which right now, during the save, he's got 3. So he's still got 2 more to go. But if he can win this one, the 2027 one, that would obviously make it number 4. And that is, I mean, it's a tall task, but he's up for the challenge. So the next one is with Will Hobbs. So Hobbs, very, very delighted to beat him. And as far as just said, you know, chicken shit juice wasn't going to be able to get the win tonight. You know, as far as no help from anybody, it was him and Juice, man versus man, mano y mano. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. He's got to deal with the powerhouse. And, you know, he gets slammed through the mat for his troubles. So, big win for Will Hobbs, though, as a U.S. champ. God, just what those Dark Order guys have done, you know, with Tankman and Hobbs. Just been great. From the beginning of the save to the end here. Well, it's still going on. We're not ending it anytime soon, but it's crazy. Crazy to think what all they've done. It's House of Torture, boy. this, and they're trying to have some cooler heads prevailing here in this press conference, but it goes off the rails. Brody King just is, he's. I think everyone's. It's a more combination of everybody's fed up of what's going on, all this kind of this happenstance of people getting hurt by each other, and finally Brody King just gets up, mid press conference and just looks at both Miro and Jay White and says, Miro, you better hope I'm not in the same block as him, or there won't be a fucking house of torture left. So he and Brody King is throwing out some big words as far as to Jay White, as far as some big threats, I should say, not big words, but big threats on how he's gonna rip him maybe from limb come the G1 if they're in the same block. Of course, we'll see if the office is either kind enough or evil enough to do that to the House of Torture. And the final press conference for at least of the main participants from tonight, Roman Takahashi very, very pleased with his win. He went through hell with Moxley. He says he was lucky that, as far as Moxley didn't get his wish with the office of it being like a death match or something. And for him, as far as with the G1, he's looking forward to seeing what's going to happen as far as, obviously, with him as the champion. It'd be great for him to win the G1, but there's not a whole lot of pressure. He knows that, the target's on his back and whatnot. But as the press conference is going on, Sombra attacks him from behind. Just, chairs to the back after, as far as he takes him out from behind, and as far as on the ground, he's stomping away, then chair shots away, and throws the chair down, and says for far too long, there hasn't been a luchador that's been a winner of that, G1 never before. And as far as also for him, he was the Intercontinental Champion. It's almost been almost 20 years at this point. But yeah, I mean, that'd be about 15 years, give or take, on the month. 15 years ago, he's the Intercontinental Champion. When he came back here, he wanted bigger and better things out of New Japan. He wants the heavyweight title. He wants that G1. And that would be pretty awesome if Sombra does, in fact, win. Because Sombra and Hiromu is a very fun match. Sombra being the first ever, as far as Spanish, well, I guess Mexican. But, first Mexican ever winner. First luchador winner of the G1. And also, has there been a luchador yet that's won the heavyweight title? Actually, I don't think so in the save. I don't think so, yeah. So he'd be the first. Trying to think if all time he would be. I'm pretty sure he would be all time too. So that would be a very big, feather in the cap. Because really, from this save, there's been a lot of great luchador champions that have been like Intercontinental champ, tag champs. As far as Ray Phoenix obviously comes to mind. Ryu Lee, Sombra now. They've been great, but Sombra looking to get the biggest prize of the sport in winning the G1 and winning the IWGP Heavyweight title. So that's going to be exciting if that is, in fact, what happens, as we'll see how that plays out. And then our final one is the President, President Ace, as he ends out the press conferences with an official statement regarding Sonata, as far as, with Sonata and his attitude and the statements made and him declaring himself not a participant of the G1. He has been suspended without pay for 90 days from New Japan Pro Wrestling. So really throwing down a bit of a hammer for that. As far as he is, he's not taking any lightly, not treading lightly with that. As far as the stance has been hammered down quite clear. Tanahashi's, there's no room for that. And it felt like that was going to be what was coming for Sonata. He wasn't going to get off scot-free like that. So 90 days without pay, pretty tough. So we won't get paid for, as far as June, the rest of June here, July, August, and then obviously some of September. So, I mean, he will. I'm trying to. Will he actually be gone for King of the Pro Wrestling? Oh my God, we got 100 for that show. What the fuck? Did not see that coming. But yeah, he'd basically be obviously gone for the G1, but also to be gone for part of. Yeah, part of the King of Pro Wrestling. Pretty sure that would be during that time, during those early parts of September. But yeah, because Autumn Attack is obviously before that in October. So yeah, he'd definitely miss out on that. He'd be back for the Royal Quest tour. Is pretty much how that would go. But crazy that got 100. just shocking. Shocking, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, as far as putting the guys over Hiromu for sure. I mean, goddamn, we gotta put over a couple people out of that 6-man tag team title matchup. That was crazy. We'll go Riley and Pac. Man, oh man. Man, oh man. What a show. What a show. I mean, the Crown title matchup doing better than the heavyweight title matchup. Not the greatest in the world, but really, that was Takeshita. You know, both him and Hiromu did well. Not a whole lot of title defense, or title changes, rather, excuse me. It's really, the Never Openweight title and the U.S. title. The rest of them were successfully retained on that show. It's not a whole lot of a changing of the guard for that Dominion show, but of course, our next episode, it's the fucking G1. Another one. Boy, oh boy, the 2027 G1. 4 blocks of 10, of course, as has been per usual for this save. 40 men battling it out for a chance at main eventing Wrestle Kingdom, but also a chance to not only main event Wrestle Kingdom, but they have a chance, if you make it to the finals, you'll be main eventing the brand new Antonio Inoki Arena. So that's going to be pretty, the Antonio Inoki Super Arena. So that's going to be really, really cool to see. Of course, that's on the finals. So we'll see that. And, of course, it's 2 parts, that episode. So a lot going on with that. But, of course, it's a huge-ass tour. So that's kind of par for the course. And, of course, then we got to kick off in a couple of more days. But, yeah, I just want to double-check more of the schedule. Because, yeah, I figured G1, yeah. Yep, he will miss the King of Pro Wrestling. That's really the big thing I wanted to do. Oh, the Office wanted to do was punish Sonata for his comments to take him out of the King of Wrestling. It's not like you're gonna miss out on the G1 and then not be and then get a chance at the King of Wrestling now, which Sonata has, of course, with the King of Wrestling. Just to kind of harken back to that real quick, since we're talking about it, he did win it last year, so he won't be able to be in it again. I like it. So that was the kind of plan there. But of course, the G1 winners of the past. Hiromu won it last year. So will we see a back-to-back winner? Will we see the heavyweight champion win it? Of course, Tamura won it the year before that. Okada won it in 2024. Zack Sabre Jr., which he was the first UK star to win the G1. Shotaro Shino the year before that. Shingo, of course, in 2021. And then Jay White won it the first year that we did it. Which, of course, that was because of the Olympics. It had to be in October. But very, very awesome to see us back at the G1 again. Kind of crazy it's only a 91, but that's alright as far as the prestige goes. Heavyweight title's a 90. But, yeah, I mean, as far as that's the next episode, big shit popping off of that G1. So excited for it, and hopefully we deliver with a great tournament. I think we will. I think the roster right now, we got a lot of talented guys. We've kind of recovered from what it was about a year ago when the guys were aging and the next stars weren't quite ready. I think the stars of today are ready. The guys like Konosuke Takeshita, Hiromu's always been ready, but as far as I feel like now that he's back at the main event title picture, he's kind of someone to hearken to. As far as Tamura, I think is getting better and better. It's looking good. It's looking good for those guys. As we'll catch you guys next time. Take care, everyone.